From that moment on, man had to plant and harvest by the effort of his own hands. This wasn't merely a punishment, it was a milestone. From that point, work became one of the ways for man to connect with creation and prosper. Here's something amazing. This universal law works for everyone. It doesn't matter your religion, belief, or lack thereof. Whether you're Buddhist, Spiritist, Catholic, evangelical, or atheist, the principle of generosity and work is universal. God shows no favoritism. He doesn't operate based on labels or religious doctrines. Generosity, God's reflection in us. When you are generous, you resemble God. He is the supreme model of generosity. He created everything and placed man in a garden, not on a farm, intending for him to enjoy life. God descended into the garden to meet with Adam and Eve. Even when man fell into sin, God continued to demonstrate his generosity. He provided a lamb, sacrificed it, and made garments for Adam and Eve so they wouldn't die immediately. And why did God expel man from the garden? To protect him. If Adam had eaten from the tree of life after sinning, he would have faced eternal death just as Lucifer did. The tree of knowledge, a proof of love. There were many trees in Eden, but two were special, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God commanded them not to eat from the tree of knowledge, but knew man would disobey. Why did this tree exist? It was the greatest proof of love God could give. Without the freedom to choose, there is no true love. God gave man the option to love him or not. Adam chose to access knowledge on his own, rather than trust the daily wisdom God already provided. Adam's disobedience wasn't a matter of childish curiosity. It was a conscious decision to trade divine wisdom for independent knowledge. He wanted access to a database he didn't need, and this trade defined humanity's history. Wisdom or knowledge. This choice between wisdom and knowledge is something we still face today. God offers wisdom, but we often prefer immediate knowledge, quick solutions, instead of trusting in divine timing and guidance. God's generosity, from the beginning, teaches us that all we need is to trust Him, live by His principles, and choose to love Him voluntarily. Human advancement, a testament to wisdom. Since ancient times, mankind has sought technology and progress. Did you know that Adam's generation, shortly after Eden, began creating musical instruments like drums and working with complex materials like snake leather? These advancements weren't simple. They were extraordinary achievements, and it didn't stop there. Subsequent generations built incredible structures, like the Tower of Babel, which, according to records, stood 2.4 kilometers tall. This was without cranes, computers, or artificial intelligence. Today's generation, with all its technology, has only managed 800 meters with modern skyscrapers. It's astonishing to consider the level of wisdom they possessed in those times. Why was all of this lost? Throughout history, whenever a king conquered a land, he destroyed the local culture, its language, ideas, and even its discoveries. The accumulated knowledge of generations was buried. A curious example is the goldsmith, who discovered bauxite, the material used to create aluminum. At the time, gold was common among the nobility, but aluminum surprised everyone. It was light, shiny, and seemed even more valuable. When the goldsmith revealed his discovery, he declared, "Only God and I know how to make this." He was immediately killed because his discovery threatened the value of gold. This teaches an important lesson. Throughout history, incredible technologies and wisdom have been lost, not due to a lack of capability, but because those in power chose to hide or destroy them. Generosity, the first law of the universe. And here's where generosity comes in. Generosity is one of God's trademarks. The more generous you are, the more prosperity you attract. That's the number one law. But many people hide what they know, what they have, and even who they are. Ancient kings concealed their treasures to maintain power. Even today, some wealthy people say, "Stop talking about wealth, don't show what you have." I do the opposite. And you know why? Because I want people to understand that prosperity is possible. I want to show that generosity isn't just about giving, it's about sharing knowledge, opportunities, and inspiration. Generosity is like a constant help, a reflection of who God is. Those who are generous carry this divine trait and attract more prosperity, not because they fear losing, but because they trust in multiplication. So remember, hiding what you know or have may feel like a safe choice, but it's not the path to true prosperity. Be generous, share, plant something that benefits others, and watch how it transforms not only your life, but also the lives of future generations. Wealth, generosity, and the cycle of abundance. Many people struggle to accept prosperity. They say that success, wealth, and abundance are unforgivable. But do you know what I think? I don't care. And you know why? Because God is rich. His kingdom is rich. You need to get comfortable with wealth. The New Jerusalem, according to the Bible, has streets of gold. Gold will be something we walk on. Imagine passing through a portal and seeing solid gold walls 80 centimeters thick. If that scandalizes you now, it's because you don't yet understand the true meaning of prosperity. Repeat with me, God is rich. Being generous means carrying a part of Him. Serving people reflects His character. But here's the key. Generosity isn't wastefulness. Generosity isn't giving what you don't have. The cycle of scarcity, abundance, and overflow. Think of a water tank. It has 3 stages. 1. Scarcity, when the water leaks from the bottom. 2. Abundance, when the tank reaches its maximum capacity. 3. Overflow, when water begins to pour out from the top. If you're living in scarcity, it means there are leaks. The first step is to fix those leaks. This is like repairing the pipes that drain your energy, resources, and time. As you elevate the level of those pipes, you start storing more, healing scarcity cubic meter by cubic meter. When you reach full capacity, you are in abundance. Abundance is the state where you can provide for yourself and your loved ones. But the ultimate goal isn't to stop at abundance. The goal is overflow. God created us with unlimited potential. The power of a child of God is limitless. But to reach overflow, you must elevate the pipes of scarcity and increase your capacity to retain. When overflow happens, you don't just live in abundance. You create an impact around you. Overflow isn't about how much you can accumulate, but how much you can share. It's about stopping the leaks at the bottom and starting to pour out from the top. Your capacity is limited by the environment you live in, the conversations you hear, and the patterns you've learned. But your power is unlimited. It comes from God. And when your power surpasses the limitation of your capacity, you experience true overflow. Scarcity, abundance, and overflow. A divine principle. Scarcity is a condition that can be healed. Abundance is an important stage, but the goal is to overflow. Because in God's kingdom, prosperity isn't just about accumulating, it's about sharing, multiplying, and transforming lives. Power is like the water in a river.